The woman, the military man, the Frankenstein, and the mummy had Shuichi completely surrounded. They were hopefully trying to bring him in to get answers about what was going on this mountainside. But for Shuichi, the only thing he could think to do was try to escape. He could feel the transformation coming over him. He remembered what happened the last time he allowed himself to lose control, and he didn't want that to happen again. Even if these strangers thought he was an enemy, even if they couldn't fully understand one another, he knew enough to know that he could do some severe damage, and he didn't want to have to kill them. He would try desperately to fight against the transformation. He was able to do somewhat of a decent job, fluctuating between the state of no control and some form of normalcy. The mummy would launch his attack once again as multiple bandages would protrude from his body, attempting to bind Shuichi and hold him in place, while the Frankenstein, who was more so the warhammer of the team, was trying to beat him into submission. Even for being in his mascot form, the punches that were raining down on his head were definitely devastating. He could feel the weight of the force being pushed upon him, and if it wasn't for him being in the state that he was in, these blows might have actually killed him. The man and the woman would stand back at a distance, aiming their guns and firing whenever necessary. Shuichi would attempt to create a diversion as he would back away at the last moment from yet another hit, as the Frankenstein would be wrapped up in the bandages of the mummy as well. Attempting to break free, the two would collide together as Shuichi would use his strength to tear away at the bindings, which, while he was able to do, it required a lot of effort. He had to actually try to break free, and honestly, if he had been wrapped up enough, it could have been the end for him in that regard. It was just in time, though, as the woman carrying a shotgun would fire rounds towards him. Shuichi would end up getting knocked back into the side of a tree as the military man would go charging in. He wrapped his arms around Shuichi's waist before slamming him into the ground with a German suplex. For a human, this power was far from ordinary. "Well, you definitely are a troublesome beast now, aren't you? I'm not trying to... Just settle down now. There's no need for there to be an unnecessary bloodshed. I agree. So I'm gonna have to ask you to get off. I'm afraid that I can't, son. Is there any chance that we could come to an impasse? I'm sorry, but we can't." Shuichi would barrel roll the man off of him, just in time to be fired upon by some strong form of energy being manipulated by the woman's right hand. She shot it distinctly at Shuichi, knocking him off of the military man he was fighting, as the mummy and the Frankenstein were coming to and ready to join into the fray. "You know what's going on around here, don't you?" the woman asked. "Tell me, do you have any connection to Viscera?" "Who? I don't even know what you're talking about." "You know about the coin then, don't you? What's going on around here?" "I could explain if you guys would stop trying to..." The Frankenstein would go charging in once again as Shuichi found himself being lifted into the air. The brute was definitely one of strength without any brains, and the mummy was following suit, attempting to bind and get him down once again. As Shuichi would break away, the mummy would move in for a more close-quarters combat. Shuichi would throw a right hook, only for it to be countered as the mummy would catch with his left hand. The moment their hands made contact, he would use his bindings to hold Shuichi's hand, keeping him in place, not allowing him to escape. It was almost like putting a pair of handcuffs on someone before handcuffing yourself. Now the two of them were attached deeply. Shuichi would attempt to strike with the other hand, only for that one to be bound as well. As the two of them were now locked in front of each other, the mummy would then jump into the air as he started kicking Shuichi in the chest and in the face, his fist raining down on Shuichi in rapid succession. Come on now, kid. Go to sleep, 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 go to sleep. Stop kicking me in the face. Oh, God. I'm coming. The Frankenstein would grab Shuichi once again, attempting to slam him. Wait, hold on, you dumbass. I'm attached to him, too. Oh. No, this way. Wait, I'm attached to him, you dumbass. Oh, you two are a bunch of idiots. No problem, madam. I'll get a hold of this. No, wait, you're just going to end up being... I don't even have service for pain. How do I feel that? Wait, no. Frank, put us down. What can only be described as a comical act, the mummy was attached to Shuichi. The military man was also attached to Shuichi. And Frank was ragdolling everyone in the process. For him, all that mattered was taking down the wolf puppet monster toy man or whatever he was, and this seemed like the most opportune way to do it. By the time Elsa was able to get everyone separated, Shuichi felt like he had been knocked into a whirlwind. Oh, my head. She blasted him with some form of magic once more, knocking him down again. Shuichi still trying to resist the transformation. His bloodlust was beginning to rise along with his anger. He had to get to the others. These people were slowing him down. Have you had enough, kid? I'm just getting started. Please, you don't want to do this. You're really fighting on the defensive. What's going on? I'll tell you if you stop shooting me. Shuichi would raise his hands as he slowly began to transform back into his human-like state. Immediately, he would be wrapped up and bound by the mummy. But Shuichi wasn't trying to resist them any longer. Before he even knew what hit him, his face would be smacked with the butt end of a shotgun, and he was knocked out cold. It would be the early morning by the time Shuichi would wake up, himself now being wrapped tight and securely. The military man had a gun that was just a few inches away from the back of his skull. Now, I have no reason to kill you, my friend. But if you give me any reasons to have the heebie-jeebies, then I'm afraid your brain's gonna have to do the whipsy-whipsies now. The what? He's saying that if you try anything, the woman said, your brains are going to be splattered all across the forest floor. So, this is what you truly are. Yeah, this is me. What? Why are you? You can call me Elsa. The name's Dum Dum. Dum Dum Dugan. But you can just call me Dum Dum, or you can call me Dugan, or Dum Dum Dugan. Either way works for me. Frankie. Is that a real Frankenstein? Well, he's a Frankenstein, Elsa would say. He's not the Frankenstein. That's just a myth. He's more of a creation based on that myth. Wait, what? A mummy? You know, that's very inconsiderate. I have a name, you know. That there is Encantu. And yes, he is a mummy, but he's technically not a mummy. He's a guy that's been cursed. And you could say that he has the resemblance of a mummy. But, I mean, in the end, he's a mummy. Always being boiled down to stereotypes. It's always the same, no matter the era. Har, har, har. Well, who are you? I'm Shuichi. Well, Shuichi, what are you doing around these parts? You're far off from the beaten path, and this place has been crawling with monsters. So I kinda wonder, whose side are you on? Side? I'm not on anyone's side. I'm here because I need this help. Help who? My friend. Shuichi would go on to explain to them everything that he knew. He wasn't really looking for a fight, and if this could get him out of his bindings a lot sooner, the better. To collaborate with their story, Shuichi would be dragged down from the mountains, back to that rundown motel to where the alien was. And when the alien showed himself, he was surprised to have company. Dangerous company. I see, Shuichi. Well, I can say one thing's for sure. You sure know how to make friends. So what's all this about? Elsa would say. You come from another dimension, and your people are turned into coins? Yes, ma'am. And I'm trying to find all 100. So far, a few have been returned to me, but there are still others out there. And you say that once you get the 100th and final coin, there's going to be some great wish? The mummy would ask. Yes, indeed. After the final coin's been returned to me, the last one that remains, the grand wish will be given. A grand wish. That sounds like trouble. And you're saying that you'll just give out this wish to anyone that gives you the final coin, regardless as to what it is. Yes, whatever anyone desires, it will be given them. Anything. You can fit a whole lot into anything, though, Dugan would say. When you say that you'll grant them anything, what exactly fits into anything? It's anything. If you want to rule the world, destroy this whole world, it could be done. Elsa would grab him by the collar of his shirt. So you mean to tell me that you're going to just hand out the power to destroy the world just willy-nilly? Do you not understand the type of people who's going to be after that sort of power? And you're just okay with handing it over? It's not really my place to judge, ma'am. Oh, look, I don't know fully about the morality of your world, what is or what isn't acceptable. But from the few things I have learned, it's not like humans have not tried to seek out that power. But you're just going to give it away, Dugan would say. I mean, what if someone really came to you with the final coin and just told you, hey, I just want this world to go sky high in a bucket and a basket? You mean to tell me that you're just going to allow that to happen? Why not? It's the compensation. It's only fair. If that's what they want to happen, then should we kill him? Dugan would ask. Wait, no, please, have mercy. Don't harm him, Shuichi would say. What, you're staking up for him, kid? You know, you're a part of this world too. If he destroys it, it's your ass that's going to be up a creek just like the rest of us. Yeah, I get that, but it's not his fault. He's only trying to save his clan. He shouldn't be punished for that. He's put our world in grave danger, Shuichi. And what gives you the right to decide who lives and who dies? I mean, with all due respect, I don't know who any of you are. You just showed up out of nowhere, you attacked me, you tied me up, and now you've dragged me back here. My friends are in the mountains, and they need my help right now. I don't have time for this. Look, kid, Dugan would say. We're a team that takes care of the strange goings-ons of the world, and we're the Howling Commandos, the mummy said. Howling Commandos? Yeah, we're a team that fights monsters. We used to be a part of another organization, but that went sky high a long time ago. It's not every day you find out that the secret organization you've been fighting with to protect the world was overrun by a subdivision Nazi group. Huh? Hydra. You never heard of Hydra? What the hell's a Hydra? What the hell do they teach kids these days? Look, it's a long, complicated story, but we used to be a part of a secret organization that went around the world doing a lot of good. Unfortunately, we found out that the people we were working for were, well, kind of Nazis, Elsa would say. So, that organization got taken down, and its secrets got revealed in the process. But in order for all the country's worlds to save face, we were branded as an anti-organization, and we've basically been on the run ever since. Anyone that's had anything to do with this old organization is basically considered an international threat to society, and yada yada yada, so now we try to keep a low profile. Okay, so why the hell are you here? Because we were looking for someone, Dugan would say. A woman by the name of Verusa, Elsa said. Verusa Bloodstone. She's my mother. Your mom? She's a dangerous woman, Shuichi. And I don't know why, but something's drawn her here. And to make matters worse, I find out about these coins that can just grant power. If I figured it out, then chances are she has as well. And there's no telling what she's going to try to do. If she could actually get power that could destroy the world, she will become one of the most dangerous threats we have ever faced. How the hell did she get out? Well, when S.H.I.E.L.D. went under... Wait, S.H.I.E.L.D.? Shuichi would ask. Yeah, that was the name of our organization, the mummy would say. Good old S.H.I.E.L.D. Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division. S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, so this was some secret agency that, protected the world and stuff? Used to, until their dark secret got found out. You see, S.H.I.E.L.D. was being ran by a shadow organization, one that they had tangled with long ago. They were known as Hydra, Elsa would explain. And during that time, when Hydra was on the brink of destruction, a few of their operatives went underground, secretly infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. and moved up the ranks until eventually they came close to getting what they wanted. And what was that? Complete world domination, Dugan said. It was called Zola's algorithm. It was going to be used to indiscriminately wipe out any on the planet who could ever pose a potential threat to Hydra's reign. Had they been successful, millions, if not billions of people would have died. But they were stopped, Elsa said. There were two operatives who figured out the plan of Hydra before any of us ever could. They became rogues, and eventually they were able to stop Hydra from within, although S.H.I.E.L.D. was destroyed in the process. They were the operatives known as the Ronin and the Black Widow, and unfortunately the Widow died. And ever since then, for the few that remain, we've been in hiding. A lot of S.H.I.E.L.D. members who weren't secret Hydra operatives decided to go into retirement, thinking that they had served their world well. But for some of us, we couldn't leave well enough alone. The world still needs protecting, even if they don't want us. So that's why, my division, we continued. And we've been the Howling Commandos. We travel across the world, and Wherever there's a wrong, we try to right it. Well, that makes sense, Shuichi would say. But why are you here, though? I mean, what does your mother have to do with any of this? My mother is a monster hunter and the leader of a cult. Safe to say, she's a lot older than you think. Well, I mean, I don't want to judge a woman's age or anything, but I mean, she's over hundreds of years old, Shuichi. She's been around for a long time. She's seen a lot of things. She's power hungry. Mad, even. She was locked away in a secure facility known as the Raft, but unfortunately, she escaped a little over 3 years ago. We've been trying to track her down ever since, and that brought us here. And now it's brought us into this. As the group was continuing on in their conversation, Shuichi's nose would go off with a new scent. There was someone else that was here. Instantly, the group would be set upon by a giant monster. It looked like a cross between a human and a long centipede. With 6 arms and 7 eyes, the large monster in question would attempt to attack at the group, looking to cause an ambush and take away the coin that Elsa was holding. Unfortunately for this monster, it had never experienced true fighting soldiers before, and it was quickly subdued, with Dugan holding his gun to its face. No, I'm not really a big fan of surprises, so I suggest you keep your 6 greasy palms in the air, and you keep those 7 eyes where I can see them. You're fools. You need to... Elsa would place her heel on the back of the monster's neck. So you were after this, huh? I take it you must have some powerful allies then, if you felt bold enough to attack us this way. Tell me, are you familiar with a woman named Verusa Bloodstone? Oh, no, any Verusa. The monster transformed back into his human state, fearing for its life. I serve my master, Madoka. You... hand over the coin. Or else what? Hostages? Hostages, Shuichi would say. The bindings would slowly begin to break around them as Shuichi would transform. Before anyone knew what hit them, Shuichi was now on the would-be monster's neck. What hostages? Where are they? Small group on the mountains. Oh. They were gatherers looking for coins. We tried to fight, but we took them down. They weren't working alone. There was another. It was you. Are they okay? They're not dead, but he wants you. Me. You have the coins. He wants them. Hand them over, or they'll die. If you do anything to them, I swear I'm gonna... Calm down, Shuichi. Do you have these coins? Elsa would ask. No, I don't. I mean, besides the one that you have, I need to get back up top there. Shuichi would immediately begin running as the others would follow, all while keeping their new friend as a hostage of their own. The alien would only watch on as they descended back up from whence they came. An unease was beginning to brew over him. Whatever was going to happen, it was not going to be for the faint of heart. Perhaps they were right. In the end, had he only brought more harm than good unto this world? attempting to save his people, had he only doomed another. They followed behind Shuichi as fast as they could, until eventually he found the spot where the fight had occurred. In this part of the forest, it looked like it had been an intense battle, although it didn't last long. I smell it. Shuichi would look over to where one of the trees had fallen over, finding a patch of dirt that had been dug up and reburied. He found what appeared to be a torn shirt, and inside were 6 coins. Sayaka's group had 5, and along with the one that Claire had, that was 6. And on top of that, with the group of the Howling Commandos now having a coin, that brought their total to 7. Weird carving in the trees, Frankie said, as he pointed to one of the more larger tree trunks that had a message carved into it. Shuichi taking time to read the kanji. If you want your friends to live, head east of the mountains. Bring all the coins, monster boy. Or else. Well, it looks like this situation's only gone from bad to worse, Dugan would say. Shuichi, Elsa would stand beside him. If we hadn't slowed you down, you would have been there with your friends, wouldn't you? It's not your fault. I just have to... You don't have to do it alone. But why would you get involved? Shuichi would ask. Because, kid, Dugan would say, we fight injustice wherever we find it. And there's no way we're going to let you go into the wolf's den all by yourself. I believe our goals should align with each other, Elsa would say. In the end, it will be dangerous if anyone is to succeed in gathering all of the coins. And I have reason to suspect that our enemies may be following suit into that similar path. You'll need all the help you can get, and we're willing to offer it. If you really want to save your friends, then you'll let us join you. All right then. We don't have much time to lose. I don't know who we're going up against, but whoever they are, they must be strong, if they're confident enough to pull something like this. But I only know one thing, Shuichi said, as his eyes gave a feral glare of anger and rage. If they were foolish enough to pick a fight with us, then they've made a grave mistake. They think they know what monsters really are. But they haven't seen anything yet. Just hang on, Claire. I'm on my way. So don't you dare die on me. This concludes Gleipnir, Legion of Monsters. What If Shuichi Was the Werewolf? Season 1, Part 5. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that's to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned next Monday evening as we continue with Gleipnir, Legion of Monsters. What If Shuichi Was the Werewolf? Season 1, Part 6. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.